it's broken, nobody's looked at it, so just like I said, and stand up. Cause it's all we need is that to come down with somebody, like when the world blows and they take off.
Call the meeting to order. Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, 2.0, public participation.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a roll call.
Sorry.
That's okay. Metropolis, absent. Mrs. Labudzik,
Here.
Mrs. Grove,
Here.
Mrs. Lammle,
Here.
Mrs. Birkin, absent. Mr. Medina, absent, and Mrs. Schroeder.
Here. Okay, introduction of guests.
We have none.
None, so no public participation.
Correct.
3.0, approval of the consent agenda. We have minutes from the June 9th open and closed session, including different payrolls and bills. Can I have a motion? I'll make a motion. One second.
Mrs. Grove,
Aye.
Mrs. Lammle,
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
And Mrs. Labudzik.
Aye. 4.0, summer program update.
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. Megan had asked if one of her daughters had a different schedule than their vacation, so that is why she's not here today, but she wrote a nice kind of write-up. The really just session one finished, and attendance was the best we've ever had for anything. I mean, there were certain classes that had student did not miss one day. Overall, it was 95% attendance. And we hope that that's kind of the sweet spot that we found, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because families are gone a lot, long weekends, Mondays and Fridays. And we'll be interested to see if session two has the type of kind of leader in me is really the one we're just trying to really figure out where it fits. We still really believe in the program. The kids who actually gone through it said very positive things, but we're just having trouble finding exactly where it fits. This summer is not the time to do that because we don't get the signups that we thought we would. Today started session two, as I've already heard some of our board members talking, that their kids were there, and we're gonna reevaluate it, but walking around, seeing the kids participating, they seem like they're really having a good time. Seems like it's a good amount of time, the hours that kids aren't like, oh, this is too long or too short. So yeah, so we're happy with the actual timing of it, what we've offered. It's just leader review we want to figure out. Any questions on the summer? We've looked at it, is it an after school thing? Is there a way to fit it in during the day with like lunchtime to get kids? But then you're trying to find the right leader who has that time available. So we're really gonna kind of look up different ideas. Really struggling with it.
What was the attendance when it was an after school?
So it wasn't bad. The issue is so many of our kids are involved in different things, then they have to choose. And sometimes that's unavoidable, and that might be the route that we go, but we want to try to give our kids as many choices as possible. And part of that was the summer too, like you are gonna have to make some of those choices. But that's what we're looking at. And I did forget to mention the band. Band has also attended, been great. And Mr. Kelly's, if anyone who's worked with Mr. Kelly before knows that he does a really nice job. Kids seem excited to go on.
What if we make it like a junior high thing? Would that work or?
For the leader in me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can take a look at it. You're saying not at the elementary level?
Yeah, maybe more of a junior high.
Yeah, and I do think, or junior, I think the only problem with that is there are a lot of opportunities for leadership at the junior high, the National Honor Society, council type thing. So this is, not that it doesn't work at the junior high, but also trying to find ways for younger kids to have, which is why we added student council a couple years ago, for younger kids, given those options, so. Yeah, everything at this point is on the table. We really do think it's a good program. Just wanted to do that.
And are we looking at like feedback from families?
For summer exploration,
The summer.
I'm assuming Megan definitely has something ready to go for them when it ends, because she always does. So I would definitely assume something's going to go out.
I haven't said the staff, but I'm curious.
Yeah, it's always good to get the feedback from the family. I mean, that's who you're bringing in. So absolutely. So thank you.
And what do you think about the program? You know, because we kind of talked about a little different things. Number one, is it the like you said, the timing is good, the amount of time. And do you feel that what they're offering and or the whole fact that they had to pay $25 so that there was
And I
skin in
think-
the game,
yeah.
that they're not just taking something and just not showing up because, well, I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of factors that definitely the just paying the little amount is definitely part of it. I also think they were excited to do it as opposed to, oh, it's summer school. Like it's an activity they got to sign up for. It seems like most of the kids were able to get either their top choices or one of their top two. So I think that made them excited as well.
There seems like there's a stigma around going to summer school.
Yeah,
But
as
this is
opposed
like
to
more
like-
like camp.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. 5.0 strategic plan discussion. I wanted to have a discussion. Our strategic plan is actually up at the end of December. So again, for those of you who are here, that it's already been 5 years is a little scary to me. And so it's up. Couple things that we want to talk about. Number one is if we want to continue to go with Dr. Madonna. He has done the first two for us. I feel like he's done a nice job. People seem to trust him and kind of know what to expect. I do appreciate that what we have worked on, we've continued to make it a living document. I've definitely done these where it's like, great job, it looks beautiful. That bold, stick it on the shelf, never look at it. We do look at it as an admin team. I'm not gonna say we look at it every single day, but we do use it to guide our discussions and our decisions. And so he, like I said, he's done it before. The first year, it didn't cost us the district anything. He did it for free. The next time he did it for $15,000. And then I talked to him last week if the board wanted to go. He said since we've used them multiple times, he would offer a discount down to $12,500. I've talked with other superintendents who've gone with other organizations, so they've gone out for RFPs. Most of them settle on around $25,000. Many companies are now charging $30,000 to $40,000 for it. I would not recommend that. It's also something that I could run myself from a knowledge standpoint, but I would never recommend that you do that because I need to be able to step back and it not look like I'm pushing something either from the board or from the admin team, but someone coming in and being the one to guide those discussions. So it's never like, well, you already knew what 5 goals you wanted to have.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
now my question is, when we went and did this way back,
Mhm.
again, it was interesting because we, as a board, sat down and talked about like what the main pieces are. Are those still valid, or are there other things that we should be looking at? Because we've always put finance with this and curriculum was one, and there was so much. And at the same time, when I think about back in the day, like when we did this 10 years ago, we didn't have that huge plan from, what do you call it? From Studio GC, and that, I mean, that is important, but there's other things going on. I mean, when we talk about facilities, maybe we as a board need to pre-meet or something, because I think that as far as facilities are concerned, we've really talked about this whole new property and all the other type of stuff of like, that should be more of the focus. The other things are kind of on the going on. And we also really majorly talked about curriculum because there was no curriculum director. Do you know what I mean? So I think maybe we can not pull them off, but they're being taken care of, that maybe we need to have something more specific as opposed to facilities and technology. Well, we gotta talk about AI. There's some other, you know what I mean? I don't know if the big bubbles are relevant or can be.
And the big bubbles are definitely can be adjusted. And I do suggest we have that conversation with the community staff to see what are their priorities too. I think it's important for all of us to kind of know, like, this is what I'm hoping to see, but if we listen to everyone and kind of move it in a direction, but yeah, those big bubbles definitely change.
Yeah.
And
Like the initial meeting, we could break down the categories.
But that's what he did with us the first time we first sat. It's like, okay, what are the whole things? So we all were like throwing up stuff at him, like this. He's like, okay. And then we say, he goes, okay, so what I'm seeing, and he was able to look at the things because he was a superintendent to say, okay, I understand you're saying this. Would you say that's related to this? And we're like, oh yeah, it really is. So that's kind of how we came up with the stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking, like I said, curriculum is a big thing. Yes, it is big, but we have somebody who's addressing it. You know what I mean? As opposed to stakeholders thinking what they need to do, you know what I mean? I don't know.
So I guess my first question would be is, does the board want me to work with Dr. Madonia? Do we want to find someone else?
What was your guys' experience with them last time?
I've heard very positive from,
I like that he came back too and kind of did the summation.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't hurt to hear what other people have to offer, to see if there's a different, light that we're missing, but, if the collectively, everyone is pleased with them, especially the staff, then
And then what is his role like exactly? Like I understand how he comes here and kind of facilitates and organizes ideas. Then outside of that, what is that?
yeah, so then he puts together, everything, puts together the brochure, and then he usually summarizes it with the board. He does follow with me all the time to kind of see where we're at in the process, with what tweaks we have. But most of it is that like 3 to 4 day preparing, putting it together type thing.
And then like yearly, does he check in with us?
He checks in with me, but
Staff.
mainly it's the admin team, who is looking at those goals and where we're at and if we need to adjust anything. And then we obviously we presented in January to the board, what has changed. That would be the other part. I do not suggest this time we do a November, December, for 2 reasons. Number one, it's really hard to get people at that time of year. And I think we lose out on places because it's probably the busiest time of the year. But the other one is it feels very disjointed coming to the board in January and saying, here's where we are in the middle of the year with these goals. Whereas if we started in January and we're done in May, kick off the year with the goals, I think that makes more sense. And that cadence just makes a little more sense for school.
I think it's a matter of like, if everybody feels comfortable, I think he does a good thing of facilitating, but I think the biggest thing isn't even as much his facilitation, but people buying into the whole thing, the whole fact that this is important. The board has said it's important, you're working on it too, and he also sees that importance and wants to make sure that you're picking stuff that isn't just thrown on a shelf and nobody's gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? It could be really easy to be like, okay, as opposed to talking about that. And he does give good example, like things, but
Yeah, well, if he was just a retired superintendent and wasn't staying current, I would say we probably need to move away. I know at least just last week alone, he taught 3 admin academies. He's still doing probably 4 to 7 strategic plans in different districts every year. So although he's been retired now for 10 years, he is staying very active and still very respected in the field. So, and again, for that price compared to what the other ones would cost, that would be my recommendation. Yeah, other
the
districts,
$30,000 one is amazing. It's like, oh my God, so you're talking about what are you gonna do? Like,
so inexpensive.
yeah.
Well, yeah, compared to what
It is.
Do you know of any other schools that have done one recently with somebody else, and what was their thought of those other people?
yeah, a lot to do with the Illinois School Board Association. And what I've heard, because any of those companies that do it, usually have multiple people they send out.
Yeah.
And it completely depends on who you end up with.
Well, I found that with, with the AAA conference and things like that, it's you really wanna hope that people are in it for their own good, for a good reason. But to be there when we started to look for superintendent the first time, they were just like appalled that we would ever, try to do that on our own, like we were stupid people or whatever. And, when I talked to other school districts who had gone through them, even though they really liked somebody else, they were pushing
They have their own candidates.
their candidate that they wanted in your school district, which is like, no, it's not. And that's what I feel like, could we be, if they're going through that, are you gonna have that same thing of, well, you might want this guy, but we think this person's a better fit, but you don't know.
I am hopeful that you guys are not looking for a new superintendent
No,
anytime soon,
But I was just saying, like,
But-
they tend to push their own agenda, it's like, really, I thought you were like for the
and
betterment of, I'm not against those governments.
I've been told, depending on your district size, the cost for that is now between $60,000 and $100,000.
Holy crap.
All right.
Buy your board a couple of meals.
Yeah.
So
So
you
let's-
sit and read through everything much cheaper.
So, just consensus that I'm getting is yes, we'd like to talk to that Donia about doing it with the goal of like January of next year, kind of being the kickoff with, and then it would be done in May with board approval.
Yes. Availability and schedule for that signing?
Yes, yeah. He's our, he's kind of makes himself available, so guess that's why he retired.
Yep.
Okay, 6.0 potential board action to terminate service with F3 Law.
Yeah, so 6.0 and 7.0 kind of go together. We talked last week, that F3, we were not pleased with how they had handled, not only this situation, but some things previously. I do want to just official board approval that yes, we are terminating our time with them. And then we also had talked about going out for an RFP, to look for a secondary firm. We've been really happy with Robin Schwartz. But we also think it's important to kind of have the bullpen ready to go if needed. And then 8.0 potential board action to approve a special board meeting for August. That's what everyone wants to do in the middle of the summer, is have an additional board
Do
meeting.
you want us to vote on it?
We need to vote on it yet?
I don't know, if isn't that where we're at, yeah.
Yes, see, I'm not used to this. Yes.
Okay, so can we have a motion for, potential board action to terminate service with F3 Law?
I make a motion to terminate service with F3 Law.
I'll second.
Okay. Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Lammle.
Aye.
And Mrs. LeBuzzik.
Aye. 7.0 potential board action for administration to prepare and submit an RFP for legal services.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Lammle.
Aye.
And Mrs. LeBuzzik.
Aye. 8.0 potential board action to approve a special board meeting for August.
All right, so we are looking for the special meeting. We are still trying to get our timeline down for presenting to the village and to the planning and zoning committee. And to be able to do that, once Corey gets this plat survey that they are working on now, I believe, like Thursday, they're gonna be out there surveying. He needs time to do the drawings and then present or you wait till the August 9th meeting, I believe. That's probably too late. We need to have some of these extra meetings. We are hopeful if people are available, we would like to do that initial meeting on 4th and we can find it in here.
Yes.
We can also, if we needed to do it August 17th or August 18th, I do understand that we might not be able to get the entire board here. If that's the case, we would definitely want to follow up with you and get opinions and everything, but wanted to see who's available when. I know it's not ideal, but I just wanted to kind of see who are available.
Yeah, I think I would personally prefer the full.
Here's them.
I'm fine with either one of you.
Okay.
As of right
All
now.
right. I would recommend then we approve a special board meeting for August 4th.
Okay, so I'll repeat, 8.0 potential board action to approve a special board meeting for August 4th.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
We're gonna really try to start the meeting, talk about what we need to do and not put anything else on the agenda. Because we're having a meeting, so just for that. Mrs. Lammle.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
And Mrs. LeBuzzik.
Aye. 9.0 potential board action on the advanced approval of expected bills and payroll for June and July of 2026 and expected expenditures for Chicago Ridge School District 127.5 and Eisenhower Cooperative.
This allows us to stay open in July.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Mrs. Lammle.
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
And Mrs. LeBuzzik.
Aye. 10.0 potential board action to approve contract with Andy Frayne for crossing guard services.
And just so you're aware, the police, the village pay for the 90% of our crossing guards. We felt we needed an additional one for safety over Ridge Lawn. That was not in their budget, completely understandable. But the board, I think this is year 3 or 4 that the board has covered that. So we just have to redo that.
Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Do you think Andy Dufresne?
Mrs. Schroeder.
Aye.
Mrs. Grove.
Aye.
Mrs. Lammle.
Aye.
And Mrs. LeBuzzik.
Aye. Okay, 11.0 adjournment to closed session.
Yes, for the discussion of employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body, or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. However, a meeting to consider an increase in compensation with specific employee of a public body that is subject to the Local Government Wage Increase Transparency Act cannot be closed and shall be open to the public, posted and held in accordance with this act as defined in the Open Meetings Act, Section 61. The discussion of collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning a salary schedule for one or more classes of employees as described in Section 2C2. Purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired as defined in Section 255. The discussion of security measures and the use of personnel and equipment to respond to an actual, a threatened, or reasonably potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, public or public property as defined in Section 268, and the discussion of pending or probable and imminent litigation against, affecting, or on behalf of the district as defined in Section 211. We have a motion.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Thanks.
Mrs. Grove,
Aye.
Mrs. Schroeder,
Aye.
Mrs. Lammle,
Aye.
and Mrs. Lebedzick.
Aye.
It is 6:01. Slide train.